Hi, friend. Welcome, welcome. I am so thankful to have you here. If you're looking for a yoga practice that's all about hip and hamstring flexibility and mobility, then you're in the right place. So, in our 30-minute practice today, this is meant for all levels, and we'll explore different ways to deepen and lengthen and strengthen our hamstrings and hip flexors. And we'll also explore the idea that all aspects of yoga are very interconnected, and as we grow one aspect, other ones as a result will grow as well. Same with poses, right? So as we get deeper into our hamstrings and hips, maybe there's like a certain pose you're working on or a couple poses you're really curious about deepening and expanding into. Well, when we do that and explore that realm, we actually become more advanced in other postures as well. They're all connected. So we'll play with that idea. And with that, let's get started in child's pose. So bring your big toes to touch and knees out wide. Allow your hips to melt back to your heels and heart forward. And in our practice today, we're also going to play with kind of micro movements, as I'd say, or micro engagements. So small adjustments in your postures that will make a big difference. So in this child's pose, we'll make it really active. So active versus passive. And passive, you'd be kind of just laying here, not really putting much pressure into it. But this one, we want to cultivate energy to begin our practice. So walk your hands forward about as far as they'll go. You'll start to feel kind of your armpits and shoulders opening up. Now root down through your palms and start to press back. So it's like you're trying to press your mat away. You can always walk your hands back a tiny bit more if you need here. Now your hips should be closer to your heels. Now while you're doing this, start to melt your chest down, forehead down. See if you can tap it all the way down to the mat. This is your very active child's pose. So hips towards your heels, palms towards the earth. You're opening your shoulders, creating space to melt your chest and head down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale, fill. Exhale, let it go. Keep pressing. Let this be active, even if it's difficult. Last big breath here. Inhale. Big exhale. Let your breath become a little more natural and take a moment to maybe set an intention or a goal for your practice today. And like I mentioned, we're exploring the interconnectedness of our yoga practice of these poses. Let's also explore the interconnectedness of the world around us. What can we learn in our yoga practice that also helps us out in the world? It's all connected. When you're ready, press up to tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and start to shift your hips side to side, draw some circles. Add in subtle movements if that feels good. Add in big movements if you're craving that. In all my classes, I encourage you to really tune into what your body is asking for, what your mind's asking for, and what your soul is asking for. And so often we're doing things because other people tell us to, right? Think about work. We're doing things because we're told to sometimes, and in life. But in our yoga practice, yes, I'm guiding you through poses, but I want you to do what feels good to you. This practice is ultimately for you at the end of the day. When you're ready, inhale to lower your belly, heart forward, look up. On your exhale, arch your back, chin to chest, press the mat away. Inhale for cow, lower down, look up. Exhale for cat, round through your spine. Find 2 more rounds just like that, or add in some extra movements. Those 2 rounds. You can circle it out. Maybe you add in a wrist stretch, palms to the sky. Last inhale. Last exhale. And return through center. From here, right foot steps outside of your right hand for lizard pose. Scoot your left knee back slightly. Good. Now from here, we'll play a little bit of micro movements. So you'll walk your hands closer to your hips. So just kind of back on your mat, coming onto your fingertips. If you have a block, you can also add them in here, blocks into your hands, and then pull your chest forward, shoulders back. Now notice the sensation in your right inner and upper hip, and also your left upper and inner hip, versus if you're down here, right? It's a bit different. So these little micro changes go a long way. Breathe in, breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale out. Now walk your hands back out. Left hand is down in line with your right foot. Sweep your right arm back and look over your right shoulder. You can stay just like this, or if you want more of a quad stretch, bend your left knee, grab your left foot, draw it in, bend your right elbow if you need. Look over the right shoulder, breathe in. Breathe out. Release down, your right hand to the earth. Now send your right knee back to your tabletop and shift your hips side to side. Take a moment here being really mindful of how that pose lands in your body. Right? How does the right side feel versus the left side now? Let's switch it out. So your left foot will step outside of your left hand, right knee back, untuck your toes. Now start to walk your hands backwards in space on your mat. Peel your chest up. So notice your pelvis here. We're kind of starting to tuck it under as much as we can, which will open up the right hip flexor a bit more. Open your chest, shoulders draw back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale out. Right hand in line with your left foot. Now sweep your left arm up and then rotate back. Draw your shoulder back, look back. You can stay here or bend your right knee. Pull your heel in. Draw it in towards your right hip. Another little micro adjustment here is bend more into your left knee, rolling kind of onto the top of the right knee. That'll open your right hip flexor and right quad up a little bit more. Release it. Left hand to the earth. Left knee back in line with the right and shift side to side. Notice how this feels now. How does this feel compared to our tabletop a moment ago before we did either of those other poses? You're just creating that mindfulness and awareness of what's going on in our bodies. Oftentimes we don't really tune into that. Come back through center. Now cross your knees. Option one is just to come back to sit like that, or you can just swing your legs in front of you and come to sit, same thing. Okay, from here, legs are crossed in Sukhasana, comfortable seat. Left hand is down, reach your right arm up and over. Now keep pressing through your left arm to find that side stretch here. Breathe in. Breathe out. We switch, right hand down, inhale your left arm up and over, press your right hand. Create lengthening through your left side. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come through center, extend both legs straight in front of you. Now flex your feet. So it's like you're stomping a wall in front of you. Hands to your hips, elongate through your spine. So you should be like a right angle shape right here. Now from here, start to tilt forward. You're hinging from your hips. Hands are on your hips here, and notice that tilting in your hips. It's almost like you're trying to fold from your belly button and that area right below it. Now inhale, come up. And exhale, tilt forward. Again, inhale up. Exhale forward. Now it's gonna be a little tough on your hamstring, so bend your knees a tiny bit if you need to here. Last two. Maybe you try bending a little more and see if you can tap your chest down to your thigh. Last one. Okay, from here, we pause. Try to walk your heels out a little more. Now create expansion and length through your spine. So again, you're pulling that area below your belly button forward and then drawing it in to engage your bandha. Hands reach down towards your shins, ankles, or feet. And then start to bend your elbows. Soften your shoulders away from your neck. Notice that sensation in your hamstrings. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. Exhale it out. And then as you inhale, rise up. From here, bend your right knee, open it out to the right. Now left knee bends. We'll come into rock the baby. Guide your left foot to your right elbow crease or somewhere on your right arm. Draw your right shoulder back, left arm wraps around your left knee, and start to rock side to side. The chest forward, shoulders back. Create expansion and length through your spine. Breathe in. And breathe out. Now keep drawing your chest forward, shoulders back. Again, that micro adjustment makes all the difference. Flex your left foot. So leg is really close to your body. And then from here, grab your foot with your left hand, bring it to meet the right, and bow. So one smooth motion. And in your bow, it's the same as we took in our seated forward fold. So your belly button is what's guiding you, not your head. If we just round from our head, we're rounding our back. We want to fold that long spine and melt down, and that'll get way more into our hips. Breathe in. Breathe out, and then as you inhale, rise up. Pick up your right foot, guide it towards your left arm. Right arm around your right knee, chest forward, shoulders back, and rock side to side. Again, you're really pulling your leg in. Draw your shoulders back and create that expansion, that length. Breathe in and breathe out. Guide your foot down to meet your left. Find your long spine and bow. Smooth motion. You can use your elbows to press your knees open. You can grab onto your feet. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale out, and then as you inhale, you rise up. Close your knees like a book, and then we'll find our way back to tabletop. So you can roll back over your legs or send them behind you. Now in your tabletop, step your right foot between your hands, and we'll shift into and out of our right knee. You're shifting forward and back, and you can choose how far back you want to go. It depends on how much you want to get into that hamstring. So you can go all the way back towards a half split, or just slightly back, up to you. Either way, really bend into that right knee to open the front of your left hip. Last two. And one, bend into your right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Sweep your arms up. Tuck your tailbone under slightly. You'll really feel it in the front of your left hip here. Create length and spaciousness through your spine, your chest, your arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. On your exhale, hands come down to frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee up, and then step your left foot up to meet your right. See if you can do it while leaving your palms down. Okay, in your forward fold, start to walk your hands out in front of you. So it's almost like a square shape between your feet and hands. Now start to bend your knees just a little bit and draw your tailbone up and shift more into the balls of your feet. Bow down. Now start to walk your hands back towards your feet a little more. So entering this way into our forward fold Uttanasana will help us get a little bit deeper. So we don't want our hips and butt to be back like this. So we actually want them to be forward more, stacked over your ankles, and you'll get way more into your hamstrings. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now grab your big toes with your peace fingers, wrap them around, bend your elbows out to the side, chin to chest. Head down, forehead towards your knees. Keep shifting forward. It might feel like you're about to topple over, but find that balance. Find your breath. Your breath is the most important part. It's your guide. If you lose your breath, ease out a little bit. Release your feet. Slowly roll all the way up to stand. Your head will be the last to rise. Once you're there, inhale, arms up overhead, mountain pose. Soften your shoulders down your back. Tuck your tailbone under. Create spaciousness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Heels in, toes out. Bend your knees. Malasana, yogi squat. Press your elbows into your knees. Open them a little more and keep drawing your shoulders down. Think here, we're back in our heels, but also shifting forward in our chest. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Now keep your legs how they are. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, sit low. Again, inhale, rise up, reach up. Still heels and toes out. Exhale, bend your knees, sit low. Last two, inhale, lift. Working on mobility, exhale, lower. Final one, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Now hands come down in front of you. Keep your chest low. You see how low it is? Chin to chest. Lift your hips, stay low in your upper body. Feet come parallel, so toes are behind your wrist. Now you can walk your hands back out like we did before if you want, and then walk them back in. Breathe in. Breathe out, hands to the floor, step back through a high plank, and then drop your knees down, tabletop. In your tabletop, breathe in, create expansion. Breathe out, create a release, so letting go. Step your left foot between your hands, and we'll bend into and out of the left knee, shifting forward and back. Up to you how far you go forward and how far you go back. Take what is needed here. This practice is all about honoring exactly where you are and exactly what you need. Right? Only you know what you need most. No one else knows that. How can we really tap into our intuition in that way? Bend into your left knee. Now really root through your left foot, right knee. Inhale, rise up, arms to the sky, shoulders down your back. Tuck your tailbone under. Create that opening in your right hip. It's a breath in, fill. It's a breath out, let it go. Hands down to the earth. Now tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up, hop your foot forward. See if you can keep your hands down. Okay, same thing, this time walk your hands out a bit, shift more forward. Now start to walk your hands back in. This time grab the backs of your ankles, forearms behind your calves as much as you can, hips up, head low. So imagine a piece of paper folding in half. That's what you want to do here. And you can kind of wrap your shoulders behind your back, legs up, head down. Whew. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release. Inhale, hands to shins, this time half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root through your feet to rise, mountain pose, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center this time. Draw your shoulders behind your back. Ground through your right foot. Start to lift your left heel up. Come to your left toes. Now lift your left knee up. Find some hip circles in your left hip. And switch directions. So in these balancing postures, we want to focus our drishti or our gaze at one unmoving point. Focus on your breath. Left knee in through center. Left hand grabs the outside of your foot. See if you can guide it inside of your right thigh for a tree pose. Now you can also bring your foot down to your right ankle or calf. Give you a little more support, but see if you can bring it up. Knee in line with your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. You got it, just one more inhale. And one more exhale. Drop your left foot down to the earth. We'll switch. So ground through your left foot, right knee comes in. Find some hip circles here. Circling it out. And switch directions. Take it the other way. Find your breath. Find your stability. Reach down with your right hand to grab the ankle of the right foot. Plant your foot onto your left leg somewhere. Right knee points out in line with your hips. Breathe here. It's 3 rounds of breath. Can you find internal stillness, even if you're a bit wobbly? Last 2 breaths. Last one. Release your right foot down, beat our hips with distance. Inhale, reach your prayer grip up. Exhale, fold. From here, step or jump your feet back to a high plank. If you want to play the jump, bend into your knees, draw them into your chest, keep grounding through your palms, and step back. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower all the way to your belly. Then from here, untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra. Use your low back to peel your chest up. See if you can hover your hand. Lower it down. Press up through tabletop, then tuck your toes. This time we find our downward facing dog. Lift your hips. Walk your feet in if you need. Melt your heels towards the earth and then really press up through your shoulders. Wrap your shoulders behind your back. So you're spinning the insides of your elbows forward. Another little micro adjustment. Pull your low belly in that space we've been folding from. Think it's like a right angle in your down dog. Keep pressing your hips back. We don't want to arch our back though. We want to neutralize our pelvis. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now as you inhale, lift your heels up as high as they'll go. Exhale, draw your heels as low as they'll go. Getting into those calves and hamstrings. One more lift. And lower it down. Inhale, lift your right leg up. As you exhale, bend your right knee, open your hip, and add in some movement. Circle it out. Now make sure you're pressing evenly through both palms, both shoulders, and still drawing your left heel down. Switch directions. Extend your right leg all the way to the sky. Look forward. Step your right foot between your hands and drop your left knee down. Reach your arms up, low lunge. The same thing we took before, but this time we'll add on a little bit. Shift your hips back, bow forward, half splits. Flex your right foot up to your face. Left toes can be tucked or untucked, up to you. And you're drawing your low belly forward to fold. You'll feel that way more in your right hamstring. Flex your foot, you'll also feel it way more. One more breath here. Now bring your right hand inside of your right foot. Start to shift forward just slightly so your hips are directly over the left knee. Bring your right leg out to the right, 90-degree angle, and then rise up. Hands are at heart. So it's a grounded warrior 2. From here, we'll bend into and out of our right knee, shifting side to side. You can bend as deeply into that right knee as you'd like. Opening up your inner hip. Last 2. And 1 grounded side angle. Ground your right hand inside of your right foot and start to peel your left arm up. Use your right arm to press your right knee open and twist. Look up towards your left hand. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And let it go. Last full breath, inhale. Exhale out. Now hands cartwheel down in front of you. Send your right leg back, tuck your toes, lift your left leg up. Bend your knee, open your hip. We're coming to the other side, so start to circle it out. Bend and extend. Create some movement. Last full breath. Now step your left foot forward, drop your right knee. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge, fingers to the sky. Create that spaciousness and length. Breathe in. This time breathe out, Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Hips back, heart forward and down. Flex your left foot. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale out. Now last full breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now from here, start to walk your hands back just slightly. Left hand inside of your left leg. Send your left leg out to the left. Plant your foot down. Heel and toes out. Come to stand on your right knee. Now we'll come into our grounded warrior 2 shifts. You bend into your left knee. And then back through center. Again, bend into your left knee. And back through center. Last 2. Can you take it a little bit deeper this time? And last 1. Notice something new. Bend into your left knee. Grounded side angle. Left arm down, right hand to the sky. Use your left tricep to press your knee open and then find that twist. You're actually twisting through your spine here. Look up to your right hand, breathe in. Breathe out. Again, inhale. And exhale, last full breath, breathe in. Breathe out, cartwheel your hands down. Send your left leg back, tuck your toes, right leg back. This time downward facing dog, hips up. Heels to the earth. Pedal it out for a moment. Invite in some movement. And how to reach your right leg high. Exhale, step your foot through, runner's lunge. Extend your right leg, extended pyramid, hips draw in line, chin to chest, forehead towards your knee. Your hands can stay where they are, framing your foot. You can always grab blocks or walk your hands back a bit. Now walk both hands over to the left. Wide-legged fold. Little bend in your knees. Same concept as before in our standing forward fold. Uttanasana. Walk your hands out. Hips forward so they're in line with your ankles. Then lift your hips up. Start to bow your chest. Walk your hands back. Notice we'll get a lot deeper here. If your head's a bit closer to the ground than before. I know for me this one helps a ton to get my head closer to the earth. Your hands can be down. You can grab onto your ankles, bend your elbows. One more breath, breathe in. Breathe out. Press up through your palms, heels in, toes out. Start to bend into one knee and bend into the other. Take it side to side. Maybe you start to hover your hands. Get a little lower. Last full breath. And then return through center. Wide-legged fold. Walk your hands to frame your left foot. Come into your extended pyramid towards the back. Straighten both legs. Bow. Hips scissor in line. Fold down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last 2 rounds of breath just like that. Create spaciousness. You can start to walk your hands back. Last breath in and breath out. Hands come to frame your left foot. Step back towards your downward facing dog. You got it. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more here. Inhale. Exhale out. Can you draw your heels down a little more? Press your shoulders a little more. On your next inhale, float your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands. Now drop your right heel down so your right foot is parallel to the front or back edge of your mat. Left hand inside your left foot. Right arm reaches up. Side angle. Now if this doesn't feel great, you can always bring your left arm to your left thigh and keep reaching up. So find that twist here as well. Look up. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And exhale. Warrior 2. Rise up. It's 90 degrees in your left knee. So see my left thigh is parallel to the mat. My left knee is pressing out. So if I look down, I only see my left big toe. Now as you inhale, start to straighten your left leg. Turn your right heel in, toes out. Hands to heart, goddess pose. Sit low, shift side to side. Can you sit a little bit lower? And find one more breath. come back through center. Inhale, star, rise up. Exhale, warrior two to the top. The right toes turn out. Chin over your right shoulder. Soften your shoulders down. It's like you're trying to rip your mat apart. So press your right foot away, left foot back. Micro adjustment here. One more breath. Now it's your side angle. Right hand comes inside of your right foot or right forearm to your leg. Up to you. It's a little bit of a twist. You're looking up. Chin over your left shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. Last breath out. Hands from your right foot. Step back to a downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more here. Inhale. Exhale. Final one. Breathe in. Breathe out and bring your knees to your mat. It's a few rounds of your cat and cows right here. Noticing any differences you feel since the beginning of your practice. And then come to sit. So set up for deer pose with some hip mobility. So right shin is parallel to the front of the mat, left thigh parallel to the front of the mat. So it's 90-90 in your legs. From here, hands are a little bit wider in your right knee and right foot. Bend your elbows, cactus your arm, bow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to heart or behind you. Revolve your legs, come to the back. Try 90-90. Hands tent wide. Inhale. Exhale, bow. Inhale up. And exhale, shift to the top. Inhale, hands down, open up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, switch. Inhale, hands down, open. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, switch. You got it. Inhale here. Exhale, bow. Inhale to lift. You can always move slower if you want to. Exhale, switch. Okay, final one. Inhale here. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, switch. Send both legs forward. That's it. There's our hip mobility. Now start to lower all the way to your back. Once you arrive there, draw both knees into your chest, rock side to side. Invite in some movement. As we expand in one area of our practice, we also expand in other areas, right? Maybe we're working on our wide-legged forward fold, and the more we work on that and the easier it seems to get, the more flexible we get in those areas, we realize, oh wait, my normal standing forward fold feels a bit easier too. Some of these balancing poses, like hand to foot pose, is actually a lot easier now. And it's all connected. When you're ready, supine twist, legs to the right, look left. And life is really similar, right? So the more we dive into our yoga practice and dedicate and devote ourselves to it, also notice that we have growth in other areas of life. It kind of leaks into each other. They're not all separate. And switch, send your legs left, look right. That's the nature of our humanity, right? The interconnectedness of it all. Within ourselves and everything that we do, and everyone else too. Right? By practicing yoga, maybe we find ourselves to be a lot calmer, more grounded, come through center. And legs extend. And that could help our relationships. Hands behind your legs and start to circle out your ankles. Or if you want a deeper hamstring stretch, just flex your feet, draw your legs back. It's up to you. Now, can we notice, can we honor the interconnectedness of it all? Of everyone, of every being, of every action, the effect it has, not just on us, but on the world around us. Right? So what actions can we take that will have a rippling effect in the most positive way possible versus ones that might not have a great ripple effect? That's one thing that yoga really teaches us. Hug both knees in, breathe in. Breathe out, final Shavasana. Send your legs out long. Release your arms to your sides or a hand to your heart and a hand to your belly. Let your eyes fall closed, and we'll have our final few minutes here just for stillness, for silence, for meditation and reflection. I will call you out when it's time. Final Shavasana. Breathe in and breathe out. Begin to invite movement to your hands and feet, rolling out your wrists and ankles. Whenever you are ready, reach your arms overhead. Invite in a good morning stretch. Invite in expansion and spaciousness. How can we carry this expansion and spaciousness from our practice with us into the rest of our day or the rest of our week? Hug both knees in. Come on to one side. Fetal position, reflecting on your practice and progress you've made. Just showing up for this one practice does make a difference. How can we keep that momentum going? When you're ready, press up to a comfortable seat. With eyes still closed, bring both hands together at heart center. Soften your shoulders. We'll take a final breath all together to close out our beautiful practice. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let something go. What can you leave behind to create spaciousness for something new? The light and the love in me sees and honors that exact same light and love in each and every one of you, because we're all one and the same, and we're all interconnected. Start to bow forward. Namaste. Thank you so much for spending time with me and practicing with me, and I'll see you again soon.